An airline just found a way to make more money on flights you already take. Same plane, same seats, same ticket you buy. But now that plane can carry more or fly farther than it could a year ago. And here is the strange part. The airlines using this trick are not shouting about it. They are keeping quiet on purpose, because the less you know about it, the better it works for them. So what exactly is this hidden edge? Why does it help airlines so much? And why would they rather you never noticed? Let's break it down. First, let's talk about what Boeing actually did, because it is smaller than you would think. In March 2026, the FAA, which is the government body that says whether a plane is safe to fly, approved a change to 2 Boeing planes. The 787-9 and the bigger 787-10, both part of the famous Dreamliner family. The change has a boring name: increased maximum takeoff weight. But the idea is simple. Every plane has a weight limit. It is the heaviest it is allowed to be when it lifts off the ground. That limit decides a lot. A heavier plane can hold more fuel, and more fuel means it can fly farther. Or, instead of fuel, it can carry more cargo. Boeing just raised that limit. That is it. They did not build a new plane. They did not draw up some wild new design. They changed one number on a plane that already flies every single day. But that one number does more than it sounds. The bigger 787-10 can now fly about 400 miles farther than before, or carry about 5 extra tons of stuff. The 787-9 can fly over 300 miles farther, or carry about 3 extra tons. To picture 400 miles, think of the gap between London and a whole different country. That is enough to reach a brand new city on the same flight. And here is a smart touch. The smallest Dreamliner, the 787-8, did not get this upgrade. Boeing only fixed it where airlines were asking loudest. Now, why would an airline want to keep this quiet? To understand that, you have to see how airlines really make money. And it is not just from your seat. Here's a thing most people never think about. When you fly, you are sitting on top of a hidden business. The belly of the plane, under the floor, is packed with cargo. Boxes, packages, freight from companies all over the world. On many flights, that cargo is where the real profit hides. Some flights barely break even on passengers. It is the freight below your feet that turns them into moneymakers. You paid for a seat. The airline is also getting paid to carry tons of goods you never see. So when Boeing lets a plane carry 5 extra tons, that is not a small gift. That is potentially millions of extra dollars per plane every year, just from more cargo. And the airline does not have to buy anything new to get it. Same plane, more money. You can see why they would rather not make a big fuss. There's another quiet win here too: stops. Think about a long flight that has a stop in the middle. That stop is annoying for you, but it is also expensive for the airline. Every landing burns extra fuel. Every landing costs airport fees. It takes time, staff, and planning. If a plane can now fly farther, the airline can skip that stop completely, 1 flight instead of 2. Lower costs, and a trip that looks better to you, the passenger. The airline saves money, and you might never know why the stop disappeared. Now, let's look at who is using this first, because it tells you a lot. When Boeing picks a first airline for a new trick, they pick one that truly needs it. This time, that airline is Air New Zealand. And the reason is geography. New Zealand sits way out on its own, far from almost everywhere. A flight from Auckland to New York is close to 9,700 miles. Very few planes on Earth can do that without stopping. The upgraded 787-9 makes a run like that not just possible, but easier to run at a profit. Air New Zealand is already moving on it, adding new direct flights to cities like Singapore, Tokyo, and Perth. They are quietly reshaping their whole map using this one change. That is not luck. That is strategy. And this is where the secret really pays off. Right now, there are dozens of city pairs around the world that airlines would love to connect with a direct flight, but the numbers just barely don't work. The distance is a little too far, or the cargo they could carry is a little too light to be worth it. This upgrade flips those maybe routes into yes routes. Imagine an airline looking at a map, wanting to fly 2 cities direct, but the math says no. Now, with more range and more cargo room, the same route suddenly makes money. The first airline to spot that route and grab it gets a huge head start. No competitor is flying it yet, so of course they don't announce their plan early. Why would you tell your rivals which gold mine you found before you have claimed it? The quiet is the whole point. Here is the part that makes this upgrade so sneaky good. It costs the airline almost nothing extra to use. Normally, when an airline gets a truly new type of plane, it is a giant, slow, painful process. Every pilot needs months of new training. They need different spare parts, they rewrite their repair plans, they retrain ground crews. For a big airline, that can cost tens of millions of dollars and take years. This upgrade skips all of that. It is the same cockpit, the same controls. Pilots need 0 extra hours in a simulator because it flies exactly like the plane they already know. It is the same trusted Dreamliner, just built to handle more weight. That is the sleeper advantage. Airlines get more power without the usual cost and delay. It is almost too easy, which is exactly why the smart ones want to use it quietly before everyone else catches on. Step back, and you can see what Boeing is really doing here. For years, Boeing had a rough time. Big delays, broken promises, damaged trust. Their giant new plane, the 777X, has been stuck in testing for years and still isn't carrying passengers. So instead of chasing another flashy headline, Boeing did something calmer. They took a plane that already works, the best-selling wide-body jet in history, and quietly made it better, on time, done right, already landing in fleets. And the market clearly likes it. The Dreamliner is still selling in huge numbers, with a backlog of nearly 1,000 jets waiting to be built. Airlines are not waiting around for some brand new machine. They are buying more of the thing that already works, now with a hidden boost baked in. So here is what it all comes down to. The future of long flights is not arriving with a bang. There is no big reveal, no shiny new plane rolling out on a stage. It is arriving quietly, through one clever change to a jet you may have already flown on. For you, the passenger, the result will be simple. More direct flights, fewer annoying stops, new cities you can reach without changing planes. But for the airlines, this change is a quiet weapon. More cargo money you never see, new routes their rivals haven't grabbed yet, bigger profits from the exact same planes. None of that works as well if everyone is watching. And that is the real reason they would rather keep Boeing's new 787 Advantage a secret. Because in this business, the best edge is the one your competitor and their passengers never even notice.